the first season of the Sunday SITREP. It's not just a tournament, it's a brotherhood.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the 8th episode of the Sunday SITREP, the official podcast of the Armed Forces Fishing League. We got a pretty exciting episode today. We're going to talk a little bit about fishing. We're going to talk about For His Glory Outdoors just a little bit briefly, and then we're going to really dive into the Guardian Classic, bringing in some guys that have been a part of it. We're going to talk with Mr. Bobby Edwards a little bit about, kind of a status update on what's going on, and then we're going to talk to some of the anglers that have fished with us or fished with him before, and really dive into it. I'm excited for it. What about you, Nick?
Oh yeah, for sure. I can't wait to hear more about this.
For sure. So before we get started tonight, as always, make sure y'all are doing the giveaway instructions properly with the hashtag #TheSitRep, just like it is right there on the screen. Make sure you like, share, and comment. And tonight we're adding an addition. Make sure you get over to our YouTube page and subscribe to the YouTube page. We're trying to grow that a little bit, so please get over there and subscribe to that. Nick, you want to talk about the giveaway tonight? We're doing it a little different today.
Yeah. So I was doing a little boat maintenance today, and opened up my live wells, and that fresh aroma hit me in the face, and I realized, hey, I needed to clean them out. So we're gonna do a little bit of fish care for the giveaway tonight. So one of the things we're gonna do. This isn't it. This is my personal one. We'll get you a brand new one. We're going to do a bottle of the G Juice, which we highly recommend for fish care in your live well. And then we're going to do one of the SITREP hats. And then we're going to do, this is a fizz kit by Barb Elliott. She works all the bass events up here in the Northeast. So when they're on the St. Lawrence, she goes there and helps them with the fish care. And what the kit comes with, it's pretty cool. I talked to her, she's going to donate this too. So you're going to get stuff in a few different packages. So if it doesn't all come at once, don't worry, it will all get to you. But she has in this package, it comes with, culling procedures, which we're all pretty familiar with, but just some tips on how to do it more efficiently. It comes with written instructions on how to fizz fish. It's two-sided. And then it also comes with this awesome diagram. One side for largemouth. The other side is for smallmouth. And for you guys down south, she said that you fizz smallmouth or spotted bass the same as largemouth. So you'd use this side of it. I actually talked with her about coming on for an episode in the future too, and just talking straight up fish care, which is extremely important for the preservation of our sport. So we can get her on here and talk more about that. The kit also comes with 2 needles. Comes in a little bottle like this. And you get 2 of the, it's all backwards here. 2 of the fizzing needles here. So it's a pretty cool kit. We'll go over it more. All the instructions are in there, but basically come in at an angle, lift up the scale, puncture it down to the top of the rim here, and then pull this out, stick the fish in the live well, wait until the bubbles come out. Do not squeeze the fish, let it do it on its own. I know we're all in a rush during tournament hours, but let the process happen on its own. Then you take it out and the fish are happy. So it's a pretty cool giveaway we're doing. So don't forget to enter into it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So before we, if anybody wasn't tracking, that just joined in, make sure you're liking, doing all the normal stuff, hashtag #TheSitRep. And the addition today is subscribing to the YouTube channel, Armed Forces Fishing League on YouTube. But yeah, Nick, tell us a little bit about your qualifier yesterday. Your last one, right?
It was the last one.
Final AFFL qualifier.
Happy that it was the last one. The way this season went.
Tough season.
Yeah, it was a rough season for me overall. But the lake we fished was Highland Lake. And it usually takes somewhere, the fish is pretty good, especially in recent events. It's taken anywhere between 15 to 20 pounds to take the W.
Gotcha.
Yesterday, 10 pounds took it. It was a tough day. We had a front move in. we had the heavy rainfall, high winds and stuff. I'm not using it as an excuse, but I'm sure it played a factor in why the bite was tough for everybody. But yeah, it was a rough go. 10 pounds won it. Big fish was, I think it was like just a little over 2 pounds.
Right.
So I had me and Ben had 2 fish for 2 pounds. So it seemed to be the average number out there. And
I hear you. It was y'all had some of the effects from Hurricane Debbie up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She got us pretty good too. Made our tournament yesterday, our last open for the summer, made it pretty tough with the weather or with the water levels. The low tide on the Cooper River was actually the normal high tide level, and it was weird, man. The tide wasn't working the way it normally works. The creeks were staying full; they weren't pulling out of the creeks. Same with the rice fields, and it just made it kind of tough down there. We had some guys win with that never fished with us before with 13 pounds, which is pretty regular right now for the locals down there. It's a little low, like it's usually 14, 15 winning, so a little lower than normal. But we only had three boat spring fish to the scales. It was tough. I only had 3 for 3 pounds, so we were on the same track there.
Yeah.
1 pounder gang. Yes, sir. But yeah, it was tough. Hurricane Debbie definitely took a toll on the low country here in South Carolina. They got like 10 inches of rain in 7 hours. In the first 7 hours of the rainfall, they got 10 inches, which is absolutely bananas. But
That's crazy.
Well, cool. Well, I won't keep all our guests holding too long. We're not going to go to all of them just yet. We're going to start with Mr. Bobby Edwards, and we'll see if he wants to bring Gage in with him too. Mr. Bobby Edwards, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, guys? How are you guys doing?
We're good. You want to bring Gage on with you to talk since he's been, your right-hand man through a lot of this year?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. I see him. What's up, Gage?
Hey, guys. How y'all doing?
We're doing good. So let's we didn't, there's no script here. Let's just talk it. What's going on?
Man, exciting. We are, August 11th. So what's that? Somebody do the math for me. 20 days away.
I'm from Kentucky. That's too hard for me off the rip.
We are 20 days away from blast off at the 3rd annual 2024 Guardian Classic. For those that don't know, the Guardian Classic, it is a 9/11 Memorial Veteran Bass Tournament geared to bring veterans in from all over our nation and to put them in the boats and take them fishing for the day. Essentially just to get the brotherhood and the sisterhood together, consolidate it in one area. There isn't another tournament like it. And guys, it's a blessing to be able to do this. The support this year is gone above and beyond my expectations. Quite a few, a couple title sponsors this year with some big name companies, which is huge because all of that is going out to the boat captains and the veterans. We are, let's see, we have 30 as of right now. We have 38 veterans signed up, and we have 34 boats signed up. Of those boats, 4 of those boats are a veteran family team, which means we only have 30 open boats, right? So we definitely need boat captains. We're a little on the lower end this year than what we were shooting for and what we expected. I know a lot can happen in 20 days. But by this time last year, we were already in the mid 40s, high 40s, getting ready to break 50. A lot of that has to do immediately with time of year. There is a BFL on Lake Murray the weekend that we had scheduled the tournament, and we were asked to co-use the Dreher Island boat ramp with a BFL, which if anybody has been a part of a BFL and if anyone's been a part of any kind of tournament, let alone the Guardian Classic, that is not, it's not possible. So we were forced to make a decision. Do I kick it all the way to the very end of September or beginning of October, or do I push it left and kick it off at the end of August? When we went live with this tournament this year, I had no idea that the 31st was Labor Day weekend, and so that didn't dawn on me until like 72 hours after we went live with registration and locked it in and all that stuff. And that's been weighing on me, if I'm being honest, Austin. But I know for a fact, after doing this for 2 years, that everyone that's supposed to be there is going to be there, period. So,
Right.
and it doesn't matter if this is a 75 boat tournament or a 30 boat tournament or a 20 boat tournament. Whoever's supposed to be there for that day will be there. The support package again this year from Vortex Optics is above and beyond. Black Rifle Coffee Company. I mean, the list goes on. Rather Outdoors, Striking and Lose. That's a 12 that's a $12,000 order that I requested for this year, and without hesitation, they approved it, and it's on the way. All of those boxes should be here tomorrow, which is huge because in the past, all the veterans walked away with rods. You guys know this, right? Tier 1 lose rods, and this year it's going to be a rod and a reel combo, and it's high end gear, and it's pretty awesome. They came in big time. AR-15, Glock 43X, optics from Vortex. The list goes on. Barbecue. The list goes on. You want me to do a rundown of how the day looks, like what actually takes place?
If you want to, yeah, for sure.
So 05 showtime. We execute our waiver forms, and there's typically coffee there for everybody. This year it's the cold coffee from Black Rifle Coffee. So we have, I don't even know how many cases of that. That'll be on ice. I don't know who wants to drink hot coffee in August before a fishing tournament. I know some guys will, but we got we got the cold coffee this year from Black Rifle Coffee Company. Waiver forms, and then all boats in the water no later than 06. And we have a pretty awesome ceremony slated this time around. Pretty similar to last year with some additions. There's, you guys know, because you guys have been a part of it. We've been trying to get a fire truck and a giant Old Glory, a giant flag for the last 2 years, and we were finally able to, with the help of some friends, lock in a ladder truck and a huge flag to be staged up on top of the boat ramp. So that's huge for me.
That's awesome.
That's been part of the vision from the beginning. And we'll execute our morning ceremony. There'll be a 9/11 speech. There'll be prayer. There'll be the national anthem, and then we'll blast off, guys, right at Safe Flight or shortly thereafter. The goal is to blast off right at Safe Flight. And then you guys know, standard tournament, team tournament, you have veterans signing up that don't have boats, and you have boat captains that want to honor a veteran that are signing up simultaneously. A week before this event, we do a live drawing on Facebook on Forest Glory Outdoors and JC Outdoors Facebook pages right there out of JC's Outdoors. And what that does is it pairs all of the veterans up with their boat captains. Then I spend the next several hours texting everybody individually. Hey, this is your co-angler. Hey, this is your boat captain. And you guys have the next, 3-4 days to establish communication with each other, identify the experience, the level of fishing experience of that veteran, what they need, what him or her needs. Go pre-fish the lake, whatever you guys can fit in, literally whatever you can do to set yourself up for success for the tournament. And then we blast off on August 31st. Weigh-ins at 3 p.m. You'll come up on stage. We have a 30-foot stage this year, brand new weigh-in stage, which is pretty epic. And each and every veteran will get to share whatever they want, whatever's on their heart as far as how the day went out on the water with their boat captain, their time in service, what they did for our country, all of those kinds of things. And then when we come off the stage, there's going to be barbecue, mac and cheese, coleslaw, rolls, you name it, drinks in the cooler. We've got quite a few big misting fans that are going to be set up on site this year. for the kiddos and whoever needs to cool off in front of the fans. And we'll eat barbecue. We'll do all the weigh-ins. We'll tally up the winners. First place this year is $5,000, guys, which is it's insane. Second place, 2,500. Third place, 1,500. And then based off of the number of votes, one spot out of 10, we're allocated for fourth place and fifth place and so on. So we will do the award ceremony, so to speak, the trophy this year. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to our socials. I know I've individually texted to you guys. It's absolutely insane. Jason Williams with Limitless Designs here, right here in Lexington, South Carolina, U.S. Marine veteran, created our first place trophy this year, and it is absolutely insane. Second and third place are the bass and flag combo, the metal bass and flag combo. Again, we'll do the award ceremony. We'll go into raffles and giveaways. We have a couple guest speakers that are going to come up on stage and share what's on their heart. And it's going to be a lot of fellowship, a lot of veterans and people in the community who just have a heart for veterans,
Right.
I was in high school when 9/11 took place. I watched the planes flying the buildings in high school. I had no idea what I wanted to do in life, where I was going, and that kind of thing. And that sealed the deal for me. And 99.9% of the GWAT guys, the Global War on Terrorism guys, all signed up and served because of that one event. And so this is our way of giving back. This is our way of bringing in all of our brothers, all of our sisters, getting them out on the water. I said something to somebody a few weeks back who was asking me about the tournament, and he was trying to figure out whether or not he was going to be a boat captain for the tournament or not. And I said, look, man, you never know what one day on the water could do for the life of a veteran. You have no idea the impact that it could have. There's so many studies, guys, out there that, and now I'm starting to get fired up, okay, because this is near and dear to my heart. I told you guys I was going to hop on for 15, 20 minutes, and then I was going to let your guest speakers that you've asked to talk about the tournament. You guys have been a part of the tournament before. I just got back into town an hour ago. I've been gone all weekend. I want to spend some time with the family. But this is near and dear to my heart. The outdoors saved my life, hands down. And right back around what I was saying, there's so many, the outdoors saved my life in the aspect that the outdoors this is all God's creation. That water, that lake, those woods, it's all those bass, those deer, those whitetail, those turkeys, it's all a part of his plan. It's all his creation. So the studies that if you Google outdoor activities for veterans or anything along those lines, you guys will see the studies that pop up. You guys will see the percentages and the tallies and all that stuff that those kinds of people like the numbers that they like to put on it. But what I'm getting at is that time spent in the outdoors does more for a veteran, more for our brothers, more for our sisters than any secular counseling, any worldly counseling, any sitting in an office with somebody behind a desk that has no clue what it was like to be in Afghanistan, Iraq, any of those combat applications, has no idea, but they try to get us to think that they have a clue. And I'm not bashing anybody, and I'm not saying all counseling is bad and that kind of stuff. But what I'm saying is, you have no idea what taking a veteran and putting them in a tree stand, putting them on the water, okay, spending that one-on-one time with that guy or girl, what that does for them, there's stuff that's going on that we don't even know what's going on. People that are not close to God, and I didn't even plan on going off on all this, but people that are not close to God, that don't understand things about the spiritual warfare and stuff that's happening inside of us, the battles that we face, all of those things, but going out there and getting on the water, man, running 60, running 70, 80, 50, whatever it is, going across that lake as the sun's cracking, You guys know what I'm talking about. We're all bass fishermen here. We're all tournament bass fishermen here.
That's the best time of day.
I'm telling you, man. It's reviving. Okay, it does something for our soul, and there's a lot of studies out there that prove it. That says that it does exactly that. And so that's the intent. The intent is to get guys out of their homes, get guys from all over, come fishing for the day, come meet. You don't the best. You know what the best part of the tournament for me is? It's not even the tournament. It's the months and the weeks and the days after the tournament where I get random messages from people that I met for the first time at the tournament that are telling me about the connection that they had with this guy that they had no clue who he was on the boat captain and the veteran that made a connection, that made a brotherhood, that established a friendship and a brotherhood. And we're establishing community here. That's what the tournament's about. It's not about how much can we get in and give away. Yes, that's a big part of it. Why? Why is it a big part of it? Because I want to bless everybody involved. Guys, there's two big fishes. The boat cat is a team tournament. Keep your 5 best fish, right? The veteran that can't keep, but to keep your big fish separate. That's all you got to do. There's some other things too, and I'll hit on that right now as well. But keep your big fish separate because we're blessing a boat captain with a big fish check of $500, and we're blessing the veteran that catches the biggest fish with a $500 check. We also added the smallest fish this year. So the guy or gal who weighs in the smallest legal fish, 14-inch bass, whether that's 8 ounces or 12, whatever that is, as long as it's 14 inches and it's a legal fish, that's a $250 check. Now, I know what you're thinking. Can I weigh in a big fish and a small fish and get 2 checks? No, this is where the strategy comes into play, okay? When you're out on the water, you got to find what I mean by that, okay? Austin, you know, me and you struggled with this all throughout the season with AFFL this year, okay? We got a 5-pounder in a live well, but we also got a dink in a live well, a 1-pounder, right? So let's just say you're out on the water. Me and Austin are the team. We have a 5-pounder and we have a dink, 1-pounder. We have to make the decision if we're going to enter that 5-pounder in the big fish category. When I say we, whoever called it, whether it was the boat captain or the veteran, are they going to enter that fish into the big fish category and think that a 5-pounder is going to hold out and get that check? Or are they going to weigh that 8-ounce 14 fish into the small fish category? You can only enter one or the other. So there's some strategy involved.
I like that.
And then lastly, the smallest 5-fish bag. The team that has the smallest limit, 5 14-inch fish, the smallest bag will get a $250 check. And that's because of all of the local guys that believe in this tournament, that believe in Forest Glory Outdoors, that jump in year after year after year and support this. How can we get plugged in? How can we support it? We love it. How can we grow it? How can we add things like the small fish category into it to make it fun, to add a little game, a little strategy into it. So that's a little bit that we've got. I wrote down. So Joey Cifuentes, one of our guys in the AFFL, reached out to Joey Cifuentes, and he sent one of his tournament hoodies and signed it, has scripture on it. God bless America. Thank you for all you've done. Somebody's going to get that jersey from Joey Cifuentes. It's stuff like that, stuff that touches people's hearts, that means something. Our entire bedroom is stacked full from one wall to the other of cardboard boxes, guys. Me and Gage, what was it? Over 30 or over 40? Somewhere in that area, over 30 to $40,000 worth of product that we are blessing out. Last thing I'll talk about is the honor bag. Everybody that signs up to fish this tournament, everyone gets an honor bag. All the boat captains, all the veterans, every angler gets an honor bag. That honor bag is comprised of product from all of our sponsors, upwards of $250 in those bags, in every single bag. And that is another way of us just saying, thank you for participating in the Guardian Classic. You guys don't know how much this means to me. This is near and dear to my heart to see all of my brothers and sisters here and to see the community come together to help us put this on. So I'll finish with we are 8 boats short, guys. We are 8 boats short of right now. And if anything goes like it has been in the past, which it will, we will have more veterans sign up. So as of right now, we need 8 boats, but I seriously think we're going to wind up needing another 15, at least another 15. I suspect at least another 7 to 10 veterans before in the next 20 days to sign up, and so that this boat bumps up the boat numbers. I'm going to go watch a movie with my family. I want you to know, first and foremost, Nick, thank you for allowing me to be a part of the Armed Forces Fishing League. It is an honor and a blessing. Austin, we had one heck of a tournament year together, and we got our targets set on Gage and his partner for next year. Gage, we're coming after you guys. And we're going to give it to you at Chickamauga this year in the championship. I don't know if you know that or yet, but our plan is to throw Alabama rigs in the grass at Chickamauga in October. And so I'm not going to tell you who gave me that intel, but that's what
Specifically
the plan is,
in the mats. Like,
you know
we're
what I'm
going to
saying?
punch the Alabama rigs through the
Yeah,
mats.
you got to let it drop and pull it up to the bottom of the mat, and then every time, 8-pounder.
Yeah.
Gage, thank you. I haven't thanked you in this type of setting, but I want you to know, and I want everyone that watches this to know that Gage is officially the Chief of Operations For His Glory Outdoors. We have prayed for this man for over 2 years, and the Lord laid it on our hearts several months ago that it was him, and confirmation through Gage and everything that he's been doing. And so I just want you to know, and want everyone that watches this to know, that I appreciate you. Shalene, appreciate you, our family. Thank you so much. And we love you guys. Austin, we love you. Thank you for everything that you continue to do for us. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to come on and talk about the tournament a little bit. Is there any questions before I hop off?
I don't think so. If anybody has any questions, I mean, you really nailed all of it.
For His Glory Outdoors on Facebook, For His Glory Outdoors on Instagram, For His Glory Outdoors at gmail.com, 850-797-2546. And don't forget, for the first time ever, we have limited edition. Is that coming in on the screen, right?
Yeah, it looks great.
Y'all see it?
Yep.
Limited edition 2024 Guardian Classic 9/11 Veteran Team Tournament hats. It's going to be 50 only. We're doing a limited run of 50. Same color hat, black patch, 25 of these, and then a rawhide patch on the same hat. Get to the tournament, get signed up, come get you some. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Bobby. And don't
See you
forget, guys,
soon.
if you want to get involved, go get signed up. They need boaters.
Absolutely.
Did you get the upset? Is the website ready to rock yet?
Yeah, the upset. Yeah, the website is still the same. www.forhistgloryoutdoors.com. We are in the middle of identifying the way for it and editing it and that kind of thing, and that's something that we'll do in the off season. And so but it's still up and running. Yes, sir.
Copy. Easy money.
Yep.
Good. Well, go enjoy your family, man. I know you've been gone.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Thanks, Bobby.
Thanks for coming.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, he didn't even introduce you or talk to you until the end. I love Bobby.
Yeah, it works with Bobby.
Yeah.
He's been gone all week. He's been speaking at a bunch of events, so I get that.
Yeah, for sure. Say the piece and go.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to mention about the tournament is, so yes, we need boaters. That's the biggest thing right now. The one thing I would say is that if you're a boater or you're someone fishing this tournament and you're on this podcast right now, I challenge you to find one person to join the tournament. That's all you gotta do is just find one more person to join it, whether they're a veteran or a boater or whatever. Outside of, I know Louisiana and New Hampshire, that's a haul, right? But outside of like North Carolina and Georgia, we have AFFL leagues there now. if you guys fish them leagues, come fish this. It's $5,000 and it's August 31st. The fish are going to be anywhere. You can pull up anywhere and catch a 20, 25 pound bag, or you can pull up somewhere zero. All these sticks here, they're hoping that their fish are where they were at yesterday or the day before. There's no rhyme or rhythm on August 31st on how you catch them. Yep. That's just how it is on Lake Murray. You're not going to go to a hidey hole. They'll be there and they might not even eat. So we had a guy wanting to sign up. And he's like, hey, my buddy is a veteran, but I don't want to sign up without him. And I said, well, sir, you got to be a family member in order to do that. Well, he's like, well, I don't think I'm going to sign up now because that guy knows the lake better than me. And I said, that guy can know the lake all day long, and it does not matter.
Mm-hmm. It's fishing.
Yep. It's August 31st. Look it up there's tons of videos about Lake Murray and how to fish it in August.
Right.
And all of them spots are ready to go. You just pull up and it's all a timing thing. It has nothing to do with any of the areas or anything. It's all a timing thing on the lake on August 31st. So I just challenge everybody to find one person and don't be hesitant to fish because of the time of year. As long as you take care of your fish, put ice on them, fizz them, G-juice is a must, and do all that stuff, you'll be fine.
Win one of these fizz kits today and then bring it to the event and use it.
Yeah, no, I think we were actually trying to get in touch with TH Marine to get the 8-ounce G-Juice bottles for everybody because I found out, me and Jeremiah, we found out that G-Juice, putting that in there with a little bit of ice at a time, that's what helps a pretty good bit. Like people are like, oh, Mountain Dew or whatever they do to their fish, but like that G-Juice stuff does work. And you need it with your ice to unchlorinate it. You can sit there and say, oh, there's no chlorine, but you need to unchlorinate your water with that G-Juice. And that's why some people's fish die even with ice.
Right. So. For sure. Another good tip, freeze water bottles with G-Juice in them and then pop the tops and let it melt out, slowly release. It used to do that, but it's a pain.
You can buy an Icon. No, I'm just kidding.
An Icon. Yeah. Buy an Icon. It's got the pump for you. Yeah.
Their new one's $180,000, so that shouldn't be that big of a deal, right?
Yeah, pocket change. Right?
Yeah,
pocket change. It's more than my house.
Yeah, but it has no.
Cool. Yeah. So we're gonna bring in John Lanier and David Fluker Jr. or Senior, excuse me, and we're gonna talk a little bit about the event. Gage, you're more than welcome to stay in here with us. I know you got something you got to roll by 8, but more than welcome to stay in as long as you want. Huh?
Bobby sent you a text too.
Oh, did he? Do not disturb tracking. But he wants to hop on. Okay, we'll talk on this. So I'll bring in John and David Fluker real quick. Hey, what's going on, guys?
What up? Hello, gentlemen. What's going on?
Hello. Hey, John, real quick before we get started into this. I don't know what happened with Strickland and then they joined and then they disappeared.
Oh, yeah. So Strick and Hank, Cherry, and Brock and all those guys are up in New York right now on that swing. So where they're at right now is not that good service.
Oh, okay.
So he just texted me and I think they're just about to leave dinner and stuff, but they're watching and checking it out and supporting from even though none of the guys made the cut this week, they're still supporting, watching the old Armed Forces Fishing League. They love it, and you know how Hank is, man.
For sure.
He's always about the veterans and stuff like that. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, if he's back before this tournament, before the end of the month, I think he's going to do a little stop in and see everybody and see what's going on. So
for sure. Yeah, I know he's got a lot going on with Christian's baseball and everything. For sure.
Yeah. But he's still I think he's I'll talk to him. I'll try to smooth him over a little bit, get him up there.
Yeah, for sure. He's a busy man. I know that. But hey, let's I guess Gage just left. I don't know what happened there. He had some stuff going on he needed to get to by 8. But yeah, the reason we brought y'all on is we kind of want to hear firsthand experience. Like I fished the event as well, but y'all were both at both events so far, right? That's what I
Yeah.
thought. Yeah. So we just want to give y'all a chance to like, kind of shed some light on what it's like as a boater perspective and what it's like to get them vets on the water. You know what I mean? So whichever one of y'all want to go first, let's hear it.
Jump on. You go.
You want me to go? I got to follow up a guy that talked for 25 minutes straight and never took a breath.
I can go.
Yeah, go ahead, David. You're good.
Yeah. Honestly, from the boater side, it's for me going to fish an event like this. You know, obviously I enjoy fishing. I love fishing, but to be able to share that with a veteran that has gone out and afforded me the right to be able to fish and provide for my family, that means a lot to me. That's for the veteran, but outside of that, the fellowship with everyone else, the prizes, just being on the water competing. I love to compete, and then being able to show a veteran, you know, what it's like to compete, you know, in a tournament setting. Because what I found out for the last 2 years is my veterans have never fished a tournament at any capacity. So being able to show them what a blast off is like and what a weigh-in is like, and you know what using high-end rods is like that meant a lot to me. I think showing that appreciation, I think that's, I'm not military, but I think that as far as what I can give back, I think this is, the minimum of what I could give back is a great day on the water, and just to let the veteran share his experiences in life, not just overseas, but what does he do now? And I've actually learned a lot from veterans in the last 2 years. So it's very fulfilling for me.
I think what you're doing means more. You're giving back more than you realize when you get someone out on the water like that, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Both years for me too, same concept. Neither one of them really even hardcore fished at all, much less a tournament. Never in bass boats, none of that. It's cool. I think the blast off is really what that gets them. Like they're not ready for that. Yeah,
I think one of those. That's one of those deals where it doesn't matter if it's 95 degrees outside, because I know that's like the big thing. Like right now, most of it, and David knows. Well, everybody knows. Like a lot of the guys right now and Bobby had touched on it, and Bobby and I have talked about it. I told him not to worry about the time of year and all that. The reason why you have to do it right now, and it's going to happen. It's going to be great. And the guys that are going to need it are going to be there. The dudes that are going to need it are going to be there. So the big thing is like, one of the things that I look at about this is like people like David, being a veteran and coming out and seeing David and some of these other guys that come out, not because, like, oh, I want to win $5,000. Nah, right. That is what makes us, like, even as a boater, I think I look at it, and I tell Hank this all the time. Like when I tell the story, when I first started fishing with Hank, I was like, oh my God, I'm, like 2 years ago now, I was like, I go fishing with him and I'm like, I'm fishing with Hank Jerry. Like I'm on the back of his boat. I was like, I got to catch a fish. Right.
Right.
And like, you look at people in a different way, because I look at him as an idol. Now obviously we're best friends. That's one of my best friends in the whole world. But he looked at me as like, hey dude, this cat like was overseas. He did all this stuff overseas. Like he's looking at me like I'm looking at him. And like, there's that, I guess, what is it? That time where it kind of hits and you kind of like, it's like an explosion where you're kind of like, whoa, I'm looking at you like this because you're kind of an idol in my eyes. And he's looking at me and going like, yo, dude, thank you for what you do for my family and like everything else. And his father was in the military as well. So he's crazy into the vets. And it was like, with that, you take that over. And when I go fishing, when David takes the guy fishing, there might be a guy that's on the boat with David and goes, oh man, this dude's got, this, that, and the other. This is great. But in the turn, he has no clue that David's looking at him going, bro, thank you for what you did. Like I'm more, this is a blessing to be with you. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the biggest thing on last year. I had an older gentleman with me that was, dude, he was in the military like before Vietnam. Like it was like, I had an older gentleman with me, but like talking with him, and it was like one of those deals where we take off and we caught fish. They were all small. We were just catching small fish, but I was sitting there. I was upset. I'm going, man, I'm sorry. I'm not getting you on the bigger fish and stuff like that. And he's like, we're catching fish. And he goes, and I'm with a brother. And I had to put the car in reverse for a second and go, dude, I'm out here trying to win a tournament, when really and truly, is it really about that? And it's like, it goes back to what you were saying a minute ago, Nick, when you were like, hey, I had a guy reach out. Oh, I might not go or what Gage was saying, like, I might not go because my buddy knows the lake. Like, hey, bro, I get it. Your buddy knows the lake and stuff like that. But if you took a veteran and went out in the middle of Lake Murray and just threw something in the water and just sat there, he doesn't care, because that time that you get from hearing the national anthem, hearing Bobby, that's when he says his stuff, and praying and getting on the water, and that boat won, and you see everybody starts taking off, and you're smoking out different places. That is an adrenaline rush that not a lot of people get every day. We 100%. Take it for granted. I take it for granted all the time. I remember when I was in a little 10 rig trying to keep up with everybody, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to get there. Can't wait to get there. And then now I'm there, and it's like, you take it for granted now, like it's like that is a special moment for people. And I look at it. I mean, Jared and I, my partner for the AFFL this year, like there's been many tournaments where there was probably like 15 boats, but you know what? We fished it like we were fishing in the Classic, like we took off, and and it was great because that's an Air Force guy, being in the Army. My partner's an Air Force dude, and I look at him. There's no difference there. It's my brother, like so it's one of those deals where you look at it. This whole thing is huge, and I know Bobby gets a little worried and stuff like that. He's like, we don't have this many people and this, that, and the other. Man, he said it all works out. Yeah, he said it perfect at the end when he was about to get off. Like I would say, like, we all go through struggles, we all go through this, but that there might be 20 people, there might be 100, but there's going to be one dude that comes in there that's going to be like, hey, I need this, like I need this to be. And the big thing is what Bobby and Austin, you and I have talked about before, because, we all kind of do this. Even when there's no tournaments, we get veterans on the water and stuff like that, and try to get them as much help as we can. But the big thing is like, it's not just taking them on the water, but it's finding out there's maybe a little bit something else there. Like there's something like David could be on the boat with this guy, and he could get off the boat and come to Bobby or myself or you, Austin, and be like, hey, man, this guy needs a little bit more help than what we think. He's a great dude, but I think there's something else. And that's when we get to talk to him and go, hey, can we get you into some counseling? Can we get you into this? Can we get you into that? And that's the big thing, like Absolutely. A lot of it doesn't just, that's right. It just doesn't stop at, hey, we're going to go fishing today. That's not where it stops at, like it goes further than that. A lot of this stuff is deep seated. A lot of these guys carry around, and men and women carry a lot of stuff around with them. And if you can go out and fish and find a little bit, just pick away at a little bit and peel that, like you said, peel that onion back a little bit and figure it out, you can see like, hey man, there might be a little bit more to this. And that's where we can get them more help, and with the Warriors journey being involved this year, that's a big thing for us, because that's their whole thing is the Warriors journey's able to get they're a great organization that's able to get people into those kind of facilities that they need, the help they need, and try to get that, I guess, that next step, so this isn't just a tournament. David was right. This isn't just a tournament, dude. This right here is you can change somebody's life right here.
Absolutely.
Amen.
And John, I want to make a point just before I forget. Sorry to interrupt.
No.
Last year, it put a lot into perspective for me. The first year that I fished it, and this probably is the case for some boaters that aren't veterans but are adamant tournament anglers. The first year, I was trying to win it. Right, I was like, I want to win this tournament. Right, I'm a competitor. About midway through that day, I started thinking about it. It's not about me winning or getting a pat on the back. Like, it was about the veteran. And so the following year, someone said something that kind of put everything into perspective for me. A veteran said that when he was overseas, he was a combat veteran. all he wanted to do was come home and fish. Like, that's what was on his mind when he was there. He's like, I want to fish. That was his piece. And for me, thinking, I'm out here trying to win this damn tournament. And this guy, when he was overseas, didn't have the ability to fish. That's all he wanted to do. So I was like, this puts it in perspective for me. I want to make it the best day possible, win or lose, right? We catch no fish. We catch a lot of fish. I hope to catch a lot of fish just because that makes the day a lot funner for everybody. But win or lose, you know, it's about the veterans. It's about giving back to them. And I think you summed it up perfect. Like, it's different being a tournament guy and trying to win a tournament. That is like the money, the prize. Like, I know, it's awesome. That $5,000 is a lot. Like, that's all.
Heck yeah, dude.
Life. But at the same time, that's like in my mind at least, that's a consolation prize. Like, the prize for me is talking to that veteran, letting him know, hey, dude, I love you. I may not be brother in arms with you, but I'm your brother, and I want the best for you because you fought for my freedoms. So
I've told Hank this riding down the road. You know, we rode all the way back from the Classic together. And I've said stuff to him before, him and I riding down the road. I'm like, you have no clue, which he does, because that guy, every tournament, when he gets up to weigh in, every tournament, he's like, hey, he thanks the veterans. He's the only one that does it. He does it every time.
Oh, yeah.
So he understands. But I like telling him, I'm like, dude, you have no clue. It's not the fact that, like, a veteran says, hey, man, thanks for what you're doing to another veteran. But you get a guy, David, like yourself, you get a lot of these guys that have never been in the military before, and they show that kind of appreciation. You have no clue with that one little thing of, hey, man, thank you, dude, for what you do. You know, like, thank you. And sometimes it's really not even a thank you. Sometimes it's just the conversation, you know, like, hey, I'm on the boat with you, David. I can learn a little bit from you. But like you said, you got guys that have never tournament fished in their lives, and they get to feel that rush. And it's one of those deals where, you know, we talk about it all the time. You go through life and you have these, you know, ups and downs and stuff. And I fight stuff every day, you know, like, there's always things that you fight. But you look at it and go like this right here. The biggest thing that you have is each other, right? And that's the one thing that I feel like fishing has brought to me, is like, everything is like, you know, like, we have each other. I heard Gerald Swindle say it one day. You could pull up to a gas station. Do you ever hear anybody go, like, if Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Dale Earnhardt was Jr. was sitting there, and you pull up to a gas station, it's not like you're going to be like, hey, man, I know what it's like to go around turn 4, you know, around racing and doing all this and that. And I can feel it. No, but if you pull up to a gas station and you see a bass boat, you got something in common right there. You ain't got nothing in common with a NASCAR driver, because we ain't never driven a NASCAR. Mm-hmm. But you pull up and see a bass boat, a 10 rig, you can go, hey, man, did you catch anything today? Where are you going? You know, this, that, so fishing brings everything together. And when that brings so much stuff together like that, you know, like, adding that little bit of the veteran side to it and getting these guys on the water, it's like, it's just nuts. And I'm so happy to be a part of it. I'm glad that David, you know, is still with us and keeps rocking and rolling and doing it, because it's people like him that truly make it what it is. It truly make this keep going and keep it as big as it's going. And so, and, you know, I Bobby says it, but I say the same thing. You know, Nick and Austin, you guys, I remember, Nick, when this whole thing in Austin started, the AFFL, you know, like, I was sitting there, one of those deals that popped up, and I hit Austin up about it. And I remember talking back and forth to you, Nick. It's like, Armed Forces Fishing Leagues, there's something that we can get in. Like, you know, like, it was like exciting, you know, I was like, oh my God, this is something we can do. And so, you know, it's cool to know that we fit into that brotherhood, you know, not just our military brotherhood, but we fit into that fishing brotherhood just, you know, just as well. So, man, like, I'm so amped about it, you know, and like, I'm hoping to get, like, you know, some of the guys, like, you know, I've been talking with Matt from Bass Mooch, so, and Level Rods. So hopefully we can get something going there. You know, that's a great company that's starting to take off. It's getting bigger and stuff like that. He's got a bunch of good baits and rods. And so, like, that, getting him involved in some of this stuff, like, I'm really looking forward to the upcoming years with AFFL, and obviously, you know, getting the Guardian Classic even bigger, you know. And like I said, it's one of those deals, I don't want to keep talking about it, but it's one of those things where Bobby knows, and we know I can't say it as much. It might not be 40 boats, but somebody's going to get something out of this. And that's all we ask,
And it's
So,
the right people.
Yeah,
That's what me and Bobby have been talking about. Like, he's upset, obviously, with the number a little bit, bummed out. I mean, he's not upset. He's a little bummed out, but it's about having those right guys. I'd rather have 30 of the right boats, the right guys like you two right there that know how to have these conversations, show your appreciation, than just some guy that's just locked in, puts the dude in the back of the boat and focuses. And doesn't really talk, or is just out there slinging a fluke or whatever and not even explaining anything. That if we had 75 boats and more than half of them are doing that, in my opinion, I'd rather just have 30, and those guys are getting the right experience.
Yeah.
And backboated.
Yeah, I understand. He wants to fit this. People want to fish with their buddies. I get that, man. I'm there.
Right.
I understand. But at the same time, it's like, don't forget the big picture, right? The big picture is this, because I'm with David, dude. That you ain't gonna take the competitiveness out of me now. Like,
right.
I'm still trying to, like, we ain't gonna go out there and lay down. Whoever I get, we gonna go try to catch something. It is not like we're not gonna go try to catch something, but because I'm with David 100%. That whole, but the big picture is what you don't want people to. Don't say, oh, well, I'm not going to come because of this. No, man, come because, hey, man, it's 8 hours of your 8 hours. You're giving up 8 hours. Let's just say
once a year.
Once a year. It's 12, 13 hours of your life. You're getting up early, putting ice in the boat. You're doing this, you're doing that. And then hot as heck at the end of the day, and you're ready to go home. But that 13, 14 hours that you gave that day out of 365 for that one guy that got to ride with you could be life changing.
100%.
It's like one of those deals where just think about that. So I hope we get more guys out here because it is a fun tournament. Like Bobby said, he's got so much stuff to give away. It's ridiculous, the stuff that you guys got this year, and it's cool to see how outside people are starting to look. Like some of the companies are like, hey, man, we would love to be a part of this, and that's awesome to see.
And I want to emphasize to everyone watching, the prizes are ridiculous. Everyone leaves with something. It is insane. So if you only come for the prizes at the end, it'll be fantastic. I just want to emphasize that.
Yeah, you're $125 as a boater to get in, and your fuel for the day will be way more paid back through all the stuff. It's like crazy. We'll get way more paid back, and so don't think that it's just oh, I'm going to go there. Don't worry, you're helping somebody, and you're going to get something in a little bit in return as well.
And also bring your families out. Like my family for the last 2 years, and this will be the third year. My family comes out, and right after the tournament, we all hang out and we fellowship with everyone else, and it's awesome meeting people and introducing my kids to people. So
that's awesome.
For sure.
That's my
and we're
goal.
gonna,
my goal is to get down there one year, make a family vacation out of it.
Absolutely.
Get down there. I'm hoping for next year. If I do it this year, I'll probably lose my job. I'm going to get the time off and hopefully do it next year and get down there.
You won't regret it. Lake Murray is one of the most beautiful. I've been all over the country. It's one of the most beautiful lakes in the whole country.
I just want to experience the event and get with all you guys. That's what I'm looking forward to.
right.
Yes. Yes,
so-
Philip, yes.
Yeah, Philip. I'll come back to you real quick, Jared. But yeah, Philip, switch over. I mean, unless the wind gets crazy, it might be not.
He don't care.
For them.
Dude,
I still take that boat out.
I know.
Don't care. Listen, that joker right there will take a 10 rig out and 3 to 4 foot rollers and come back with 24 pounds and be like, I don't even know what happened. I was just throwing a shaky head.
I'll never forget the first AFFL tournament we had on Santee.
Yes, on Santee. I watched him. I was like, this dude's nuts, bro.
I was terrified. I didn't have his phone number. I thought, like,
dude,
he's not going to make it. Yeah, he's not going to make it.
10 rig, and he goes ripping across Santee at 25 mile an hour winds. And I'm like, this dude has lost his mind.
Yeah, he's crazy. But Jared, real quick to get to you on the non-boaters getting in. So the non-boaters, the veteran status people have to sign up through Bobby as a veteran. And the pairing process is similar to the BFL style where it's just a random draw. Bobby does that on Tuesday night before the tournament, I think, or maybe Monday night. I can't remember. It's the week before the tournament. It gives you plenty of time to link up with your boater and try to practice together or get to know each other, whatever. But he does that live on Facebook. He draws and gives you the information and then shoots you a text or email. I don't remember if it's text or email, but either way, he gets a hold of you in case you didn't watch the live to let you know who your partner is on both sides. He lets the veteran know who their boater is and vice versa. But I hope I hit that good for you, Jared. But
So
Yeah,
what's your
he'll go live on Facebook.
yeah, I think it's Tuesday night he does it normally.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I know Jeremiah signed up. That's Gage, normal partner in the AFFLs. He's a stick. Hopefully, he'll be able to put him on some fish.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, if you want to roll with that, dude. If you're
Yeah.
watching this right now and you're a co-ing, that's the name you want to pop up with. Him, Philip,
Yeah,
David.
yeah.
They're all. None of those dudes are slouches. They're going to go out there. There's going to be some fish weighed in.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
so what's your guys' experience with the veterans on your boats? Like when you take them out, do they like open up to you guys? Like how's that go with you guys when you're on the boat with them?
Well, so for me, I feel like it might be easier than it is for David. And the only reason why I say this is David's starting off like I was explaining before with Hank and I. Like David's starting off as he's just like this guy's taking me fishing, right?
Right.
But the thing that I have is that connection. So if say I have somebody that I was in the infantry, I was in the Army infantry, right? So say I was in the infantry, I got a guy that was in the infantry that I happen to draw.
Instant bond.
Immediate bond. Yeah.
There's an immediate bond right there, right? I'm like, oh, where were you? Like, oh, I was here. Would you remember this? Remember that? And slowly throughout the day you pick away, right? I think and not saying that it does get very intimate where you're like talking and there's things that do go a little bit further, like where you're like, man, you can start telling. But David's got that, I would think, and I'll let him say it, but he's got that deal where he can ask him questions and kind of lay back and not even ask anything. Sometimes we'll open, as veterans, we'll open up to you and be like, yo, I remember this, and then
I was going to get at that. So the last 2 years I've asked veterans questions, in the morning and they just watch them. It's, for lack of better word, it's like a flower, man. It just, you ask one question and it leads to, another question. Then, it's 4 hours later. And now I feel like we have a bond because you've been talking, or the veteran's been talking for 4 hours, but I've been soaking it all in and, actively listening. I think having the veteran on the boat, I don't know what another way to say it. It's incredible, man. It's incredible to hear about the stories. 2 years in a row, I've heard backstories prior to being a veteran. Like what was that leading point to becoming military? Were you always military? Was it family military? Like that? I think those things. So that the bonding it just happens organically throughout the day. I would say the last 2 years, it started the real bonding and like where the opening happened was right about 11 o'clock when that first fish came. But no, it's really not hard. I will say, at least I can only speak of the last 2 years. The last 2 years, the veterans have been very open. It's amazing hearing the stories, and as they're talking, you can see that it's kind of like that shield, that armor starts falling off a little bit, and they're able to open up and start talking a little bit, and they kind of feel that brotherhood. Even though, again, I'm not military, but they kind of feel that brotherhood and that they feel that warm welcoming. So it's awesome having the vet on the boat.
Yeah, I would say Jared, my partner's on here right now. So my partner just said, each experience has got to be different, So it did take us a little bit. He's in the Air Force. I got to fish with him last year at the Warriors Journey event that Hank puts on every year up at Lake Norman. And I met him up there, and kind of was one of those deals where I was going into the Armed Forces Fishing League, and my partner from last year I didn't have. So I was like sitting there going like, man, who am I going to get? And I reached out to Austin. I was like, hey man, I said, I know Jared lives in North Carolina, but do you think he'd want to do this? And he was like, yeah. So Jared and it was kind of like David. It was literally like, other than the fact that we had talked for 2 days at an event, like just kind of like here and there and just who you are and stuff like that. We get on the boat together. We have no clue how we fish with each other. We have nothing. And then like you take that first event that him and I fished in on Murray, I think was the first one we did. Murray. to the last event that him and I fished in to the end of the year, it's like that's my friend. Like, like that's my brother, like that's my partner. Like I literally looked at him at the last event and was like, I know you might not want to, but me and you are fishing again next year, and we're coming out with like jerseys like that, like our renegade jersey. We're coming to just smash people next year. And that's that deal of peeling that onion back. Like, him and I, like, I see how much he talks about his family, and I talk about my family, how much he FaceTimes his daughter on the boat, and it's just cool to see. And I FaceTime my son, and there's so many things that I've learned through the Air Force, like about the Air Force through him, and things that he's learned through me with the Army. And he's taught me so much stuff, even fishing on the boat with me. He's taught me stuff on how to different techniques and things like that. So, it's one of those deals where I believe there's times where, you might not catch a fish, at all. You might not catch not one fish, but him and I through that season of peeling each other back and learning like, hey, this is the kind of stuff that, we go through on a regular basis. And he's still active duty. So, I get to hear about the active duty side. So, it's cool. I think, it's one of those deals, Nick, it's definitely the experience you get it's all in what you make it you know what I'm saying? Like, and obviously when you have someone like David, who obviously shows like, hey, this is a true, I care. That right there is a true, I care. If anybody wants to look at somebody and go, hey, what's it look like to really care? Well, you're looking at him right now, because that's the guy that truly cares about getting on the water with a veteran. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It kind of chokes me up, because I wish there were more Davids out there. You know what I'm saying? I wish there was more dudes that would bring his family and the stuff that he takes out of his day to do that. It's chokes me up a little bit, because, it means a lot that he does that, because there's a lot of people that don't do that, So I think like that, those experiences, what he said, it goes before the military. That's when you've cracked them. When you cracked them, when they start talking about like, oh, where I was and why I joined the military.
Yep.
Now you've cracked into some stuff, and now you can start telling like, oh, this is what's really going on. And that's that thing that David can bring back and go, hey, listen, this is what we can do. He can go, oh, wow, what kind of like help can we get this guy, and maybe not. And it's discreet. It's not, oh, we're going to say this in front of everybody. It's
right.
Hey, pull somebody to the side and talk to him and be like, hey, I really think we need to talk to this guy. We need to reach out to him. There's more that we can do for this guy. And that's the people we want to touch. You know what I'm saying? We want to touch everybody, but we definitely want to get those guys involved,
Oh, for sure. That's why I love events like that, because there's so many different resources that I think a lot of veterans don't know that are out there.
That's right.
And they, you just hear traditional counseling and VA counseling and all. There's so many other resources that could benefit a veteran other than traditional counseling.
Very much so.
That's why I love organizations like this that get those guys connected with it,
For sure. Yeah, the Warriors journey. I like blacked out. I don't know what happened. It kicked me out and I came back in. Were y'all talking about the Warriors journey?
Yeah, how long have you been gone?
For a second. Is that what y'all were just talking about?
No, we were just talking about like, it doesn't have to be out in front of everybody. It can be very discreet with your veteran, like it's not. So I don't want any veteran to be turned off like, oh, I'm not going to that, because they're going to no. David or myself or Austin or Bobby, nobody's going to blow anybody out of the water. That
100%. Yeah.
But discreetly, that's something we can definitely, because there is, like Nick said, there's so much more besides the VA and just traditional counseling. There's so much more that you can do that a lot of us don't know about.
For sure. That's what I like about this. Oh, go ahead, Nick.
I was just gonna say, creating that bond with like you guys taking veterans out on the water. You guys both know Bobby and have connections to all these resources. So just having that bond with you guys can be that discreet connection that they need. Like when I went for help, I didn't want to go public with it. I didn't. It's kind of embarrassing. It's like a it's one of those things that you don't want to tell people about, you know. So it was hard finding that. And I wish I had connections like this back then.
Right.
Yeah,
For
100%, 100%. And like I said, it's a family, and you know, and I'm glad to, you know, I'm so happy to be a part of it. I'm glad David's a part of it with us. You know, like the honorary member in it. You know, like it's a family though. Like you're a part of our family, and I've always looked at it like that. I look at the military that way. You know, like that. You know, it doesn't matter like where you're from, what color you are, who you are. It didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it didn't matter if you were from California or New York City. You know, you met my father said something to me one time, and he goes, I was leaving from Jacksonville, Florida to go in the military, and I said, man, I'm leaving my friends. I'm going to not see my friends anymore. My dad looked at me and he goes, you hadn't met your friends yet. And that's absolutely right, bro. Yeah. I didn't know what friends were. Yeah. And then my best friends, if you ask me, like my friends, I met my friends, you know what I'm saying? Like and it was after high school, you know, and since then it's family, and I've added more people to my family, you know, and I love to, you know, I like to think that I have such a big family that we have with all these guys that, you know, like Philip and Jared and all these dudes that come out, and we you see them on Lake Lanier, you know, like little places, man. You go like, it's crazy. You think that fishing's small, right? You think, oh, I just fish around here. But you'll be at a boat ramp and you'll be like, yo, there's, you know, so-and-so. The fishing community's tight, man. So it's like, and it's one of those deals where to get as many people in it like we do, get these veterans involved in it. It's so cool, because then you get guys that are, you know, out here that they're where sometimes they probably wouldn't walk up to a David, they wouldn't walk up to like a Hank, they wouldn't walk up to like a Gerald Swindle or somebody like that. But if you get them out there and get them around these guys and get them with some of these dudes that are prominent in the industry and stuff like that, then they, like, hey, I want to go talk to these guys. And like, I fish too, you know, like we put our pants on the same way. That's how I think about it. You know, I look at these dudes when I go out and fish against those guys, I always sit there and go, they put their pants on just like I do, because there's nothing different between being it. You know, I want to win just as bad as they do. And so like you get that kind of hit that with these veterans and give them something to like go out and start fighting for again, a little bit of like purpose. Like, I can do this, that takeoff in the morning, like, let's get it, you know, like, let's rock and roll. Like, that's the stuff that, like, it's just dreams are made of. That's what it's like, it's all, I think about it all the time. You know, like, it's one of those deals, every takeoff for me is like that. I love it. Doesn't matter if I'm by myself, you know, with my wife, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter. Takeoff is takeoff. Let's rock.
The whole experience, like you can, like
the
way I look at it, like I'm like tackle prep. It's like PCCs, PCIs. You know what I mean? Like getting all that stuff ready for your mission, which is to go out there and win the turn. Like it just all relates. That's what I find about fishing.
I want to hit something, John. You said, you know, no matter what color, you're unified for a common goal, and I think that probably carried a lot with you all overseas, but that carries a lot too with, you know, we can relate that to tournament fishing or this, you know, this tournament specifically. Like we're in the boat together. We got a common goal today, right?
That's right.
We're gonna have a great time, but our common goal, we want to win. We want to catch fish. And we want to make sure we have a good time. So,
and that's the beauty of it, dude. I think that's the beauty of the whole deal. Like, man, like it really doesn't matter who you are, bro. It don't matter. Fish don't care. I have them tell me all the time, you know, like I caught more fish in the 10 rig than I did, you know, the Skeeter, you know. So it's like they don't discriminate. They don't care. It's all about being out there. And Bobby said it earlier, man. It's about enjoying nature, what God gave us, right? We're out there enjoying what God gave us. That fellowship that you get with that young man or young woman or older gentleman or older woman, that right there, you can't, it's priceless, man. You can't pay for that. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that people search their whole lives to find something that's right there. That's priceless. That's what you can do for somebody, you know, and that's a big thing, you know. And David, I appreciate it, man. You know, it's awesome what you, like, you know, that you take the time out to do that for us. And it's cool, man. It's real cool.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. Yeah. But I told you it's all about, I just want to do my part. Right. So I think that's my part in this whole thing. So I
Yeah.
appreciate being out there.
No
Amen.
doubt.
For sure. And I heard you're talking about coming on to fish with us next year.
Yeah, I am. It's in the talks. I got to work it around, other fishing schedules, and
For sure.
I think Major League Fishing will release schedules here soon, so I'll be able to work it around some of those schedules if I can.
For sure. Yep, that's what I'm waiting on for ours. I definitely make sure I schedule around the BFLs because I've made that mistake the first year.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I made that mistake the first year.
So, Austin, how many, and Nick, you guys, how many, not to get off of the tournament for the Bobby, but how many states do we have now? Like, I always tell people, I'm like, yo, it's getting so big. It's like Louisiana. I know I'm probably some Californians, I'm like saying, but really, who do we got? Like,
man, there's so much interest around the country to get all these states on board, but we want to expand and work our way out. I don't want to have like a New Hampshire and then California. I want the stuff to be connected and work our way out. But right now we're in 6 states. Texas is coming on board next year, which is right next door to Louisiana.
Nice.
We're going to talk with a guy from Kentucky. We have guys from Ohio, Illinois, Arizona. There's so many states that have contacted the league, and there's so much interest, and we appreciate it all. We're working our way out. It's growing
awesome.
fast.
That's sick, dude.
Awesome to see it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
so
awesome.
It's just going to continue to grow too. It's crazy.
No,
People start seeing it, and they start seeing the money, and it's worth it. Unfortunately, that's part of what people look at is, oh, well, I'm not going to make the trip out to Murray from Santee if there's only 4 boats paying out $200. But now that we're getting bigger numbers, people are more willing to travel. Our open event, this last one down on Cooper River, we had 9 boats yesterday, paid out $605 at first place with 9 boats, $80 entry fee. I think that's pretty dang good.
No doubt.
And the qualifiers are going to be even more than that with 100% payback and $120 entry fee.
Gentlemen, I appreciate I have to drop. My children are ready for bed, and they are looking at me with those. So I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. Yes,
Absolutely.
sir. Thank you. And
I'll talk with y'all soon.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see you soon.
All right, see you guys.
See you, man. Yeah, I see you, Philip. I know you love your 10 rig. Dude, I'm a big 10 rig guy. I like it too, man. Dude, trust me. Although, if you ask Jared, I'll put the Skeeter just about anywhere. I've been that is a proven fact. I have proven that because Austin, we've come up with Santee, and Austin was like, "Where were you guys at?" And I was like, "I don't know. We were back down." And Jared was like, "No, dude, we were in like the bushes." So no, dude, I don't care. Let's go.
Yeah, well, y'all went.
Was a 16-foot Crestliner with a 40 horsepower jet outboard on it. I could go anywhere with that thing.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, you had a jet? I didn't know you had a jet
outboard. Yeah.
Nice. Mine was
my first foot of water.
Yeah, my first was a 17-foot low with a 40 Evinrude, not jet, but it was and I'm still rocking the 10 rig gang.
Yeah, dude. It's
loyal.
You stayed loyal to it. I'm amped, man, that it's gotten, or it's getting to where you guys are, it's fun to watch, it's fun to be a part of for sure. Definitely fun to be a part of, but so much fun to watch, it's cool to sit back and go like, hey man, there's a lot of times where it would be tougher for us to go and do like the opens and the things like that to get on that big stage. But dude, I hope one day somebody picks this up and says, you know what, we need to stick this on, Fox TV. These dudes are military dudes out here just ripping it,
Yeah.
Right.
The military and law enforcement. I don't want to throw, all of our guys over there and the firefighters and EMTs and stuff like that, first responders. So definitely don't want to leave them out because, it's just cool to have that kind of, that brotherhood, man. I think it's cool, so it's cool to see it's growing like it is, man. It's fun to watch. You guys are doing a heck of a job, and
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. And Bobby's, building his stuff, and he's just so funny to watch him. I get so up, like he was like, "Don't get me started." He was like, start ripping.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you, one of my favorite things in the AFFL so far is like after that PAX tournament, when y'all took that Skeeter way up in the swamp where glass boats ain't been before. It's usually just John boats going up there. And then we sat there in your boat for what, 2 hours?
Yeah.
Me, you, Jared, Bobby. I think a couple other guys stayed for a little bit, and then they left. And then after the Murray tournament, we all went over to like Chili's and hung
Yeah.
out and ate dinner and all
Yeah.
that. That is my favorite part. In the morning, everybody's sitting there chirping, kind of talking crap before the last the whole thing, 100%.
Dude,
I love that.
yeah, man, it's sick, dude. It's now it's one of those deals, man. It's you sit with that day. You're absolutely right. The day that Jared and I went up in there and we came out and dude, he threw a spinnerbait up on a corner, 5 pounds. I mean, literally hit the water, 5 pounder, and we were in inches of water. Like it was crazy. So
Right.
like the big thing was going back to the dock that day. It's like one of those things. Nick, I wish you were there because we literally just sat at the boat ramp and sat in my boat and we just chit chatted for an hour and a half of just like
awesome.
talking. And yeah, it was cool because we just sat there and talked about this and that. Watch people putting the boats in and out of the water, going, "Oh my God, watch this!" Because the PAX Landing is it's a fun place to watch people put in and out.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
So
That's the mission.
That's right.
The mission. You know what I mean? Is getting together and because John, when you get out of service, like I don't miss the BS of being in, but I miss that brotherhood those connections that you make while you're in service. So having something where you can rekindle that, and rebuild.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
You're 100%. You're absolutely right. You're 100% right. It's that right there. That is what fuels people to make it through the week. Sometimes,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And,
Oh yeah.
that's big. It's big, and I love it, man. I'm so glad that you started this deal. Like I said, I'm looking forward to next year. Looking forward to this tournament at the end of the month and getting all these guys together, and hopefully can get a little bit of the word out with the AFFL there too as well. Get some of these guys fishing. I know that actually, Austin, the Greenville. I was going to tell you are you going to be at the Greenville? What's the
I don't know.
the expo?
Oh, that one NKO or something.
Yeah. So I've done his. I've done that one at where his home. It's usually in Cartersville, Georgia, and he was asking me. He was like, "Hey." So I've been to his like 3 years in a row in Cartersville. And so he was like, "Hey, well, we want to come up to Greenville." And I was like, "Yeah, man." So I saw you were on that. That's going to be the NOE one. That's it. Yeah. So Philip, he knows about that. Yeah, NOE. So that's going to be fun, dude. So like definitely going to be with you on that one. That's going to be a good time.
For sure. Yeah, I did not do that before. I haven't dedicated to that yet, but that's something I was looking at. I don't remember the dollars or whatnot, but
let me talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be good because that'd be awesome to have you guys there. That would be awesome.
Right, for sure. Okay. He has a tournament that day. Perfect.
Never mind. I won't be there. I'm going to be fishing in Georgia.
I mean, I'll go for sure. Y'all swing by after the derby.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm gonna probably jump in some of his too.
No doubt. Yeah, he'll have some. Philip will have some good ones. Like that's the big thing. Georgia throws out some good, some good fisheries. You got Lanier, Oconee, Sinclair. You got Altoona, but whatever. But there's so many fisheries. Seminole, that are you follow that you can go out there. That's just outside of Georgia and stuff. There's a ton of lakes that are real close to there that are fun to go to so it'll be a good time.
I got to get down to Georgia again because my only experience in Georgia was West Point for the ABA.
No, listen, West Point can be your best friend and it can be your enemy. Like
I caught a lot, man, but it was not the right ones.
Yeah, so West Point's another one of those places, man. It can be your best friend or not. But I'm telling you, Nick, like the places, the fisheries that Philip has down there, like Lanier, that's a crazy fun lake. Oconee, Sinclair, those are all crazy. I mean, you can get into some big fish, in there. So it's fun. He's got some good stuff going on down there. So that's gonna be fun. I'll be definitely jumping in some of those for sure.
Yeah.
How many states are in the chick? Yeah. How many champions? Yeah. How many states?
Yeah. So we're gonna have New Hampshire, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Louisiana anglers going to Chickamauga.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the interest in it seems like everybody that can go wants to go. So, or wants to go can go. So they're going to be there.
Dude, that's going to be crazy. Chick's going to be nuts.
I can't wait, especially early October. It should just be cooling down a little bit,
Yeah.
Turn it up. Yeah.
That'll be good stuff. So that's cool. Where did Austin just bounce?
He's having some internet trouble tonight.
Is he?
Yeah.
What's my day for nationals to help out for the bring your A game? That's right, Jared. I will. I got you, bud. Bring your A game. He's dude. I've been riding his back the whole year, Nick. I've been his back's got to be hurt. Listen, the first tournament, he didn't catch a fish, and he was like, dude's devastated, right? He's like, man, I'm so sorry if you don't want to fish with me again. And I was like, nah. After that, dude put a clinic on the rest of the year. Like I just was on his back going like, what are you throwing back there, bud?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
you said he's Air Force, right?
Yeah.
You guys ever crack at each other for branches?
Actually, you know what's funny? We're really good teammates because we've never really we've never really cracked at each other. Like we're actually very good teammates. Now, Austin, yes, I've gone at Austin before, and Austin goes at Bobby and I. But Jared and I keep it very kosher between the branches. We keep it very teammate like. I should say, but it's like. Dude, I'm so amped that you got like that it's getting so far out, like, man, dude, I'm hoping one day that we do one and it's going to be like, 25 states in this thing is going to be just sick,
That's the plan. Yeah.
Right. Hey, bro, it just kicked me out. But everybody that's watching, redo the hashtag #SITREP if you did it by the whole computer.
There.
Get in on that giveaway. Hashtag #SITREP. Make sure y'all get in on that. So right here. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
No, it's cool. Yeah, no, Nick, it's cool, man. It's it's one of those deals where this thing getting big, like jumping out there, it's going to be pretty cool.
It's intimidating sometimes.
Oh, I'm sure. Sure.
Just the how quick like it's expanding. That I have to like sometimes take a step back and be like, all right, like what's happening right now?
No, dude, it'll turn into a full-time gig, bro. It gets.
But we can't. I can't say. I'm not just saying this either. We can't do it without people like you in Austin and everybody that believes in the organization. Like that's what makes it.
Right.
And it's a fun ride. It is.
How many states are in the AFFL? And we need a Florida.
There is a ton of interest in Florida. A ton.
Yes.
The problem, I shouldn't say problem. The tough part about getting into Florida is finding someone to step up and take the lead on running that state. So if you know anybody, Jesse, please contact the page. You can contact the main page or any of the state's pages. We'll get in touch with you. But there's a lot of interest in Florida, no doubt.
I would say, like from an outside looking in, Nick, the big thing is like I see what Austin has to go through, And I see, and like Philip Hunt and these guys that are taking the initiative to do it, man, that's huge because that's a step, like running a tournament and keeping it all together and stuff like that's big. That's like taking on like, hey, I'm going to go coach my son's, football team, and
it's a lot.
But I still got to juggle work, like you got to know like, oh, it's easy to say, yeah, I'll do that. But there's a lot that comes with it, and like,
oh man, it's more than just setting up a scale on a table. Like
that's right. Yeah. So I think the big thing is like, I see what Austin has to go through on these deals, man. And it, like there's times where, like I look at it and go, dude, you're getting, this is tough,
Yeah, it's a lot. It is.
And I can see it, and like these guys that are taking it, like Philip taking it on for Georgia and stuff, man. Dude, you talking about appreciating those dudes. Like, you guys bust your chops. So if you guys are watching, you do want in Florida, just be like, no, this is serious. Like, this thing's getting bigger, and it's something when you take it on, like, I think that's the one reason why I could see why you want to work it as close as you can and start working it out, because
it just makes more sense because you have that support right next door. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. And that's the great thing about here. We have North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, that's real close right here. And then hopefully get Florida on, that's 4 states right in a row, at least where you can reach out to somebody.
Oh yeah.
Within like not having to fly if you need to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So, no, but it's man, that's a job. So if you're going to take it on, man, God bless you. And
yeah,
I mean, that you guys should get awards for that stuff.
Man,
yeah.
Austin
is a model for how to run a tournament. He very much so is. I would say that what he does, no doubt is a model of what, his family's out there, that everything that put into it and the guys that, Bobby goes out there and helps him with it, and things like that, that's Austin does great with that. And it is top notch. It's top notch.
Oh yeah. And he's such a good dude. Like,
yeah,
from the top to bottom, he's just a good soul, man.
There's no doubt. Yeah. I'm like Philip Hunt, that's another one, man, that I can't wait. I can't wait to be so like to support his side of it and go down. Cause I love that. Like I said, I love going there, but he's going to be another one, man. He's going to be another one that does this just like Austin. And it's going to be great having him running that Georgia side like that. And to have those, I mean, cause you got to think about it, right? Nick, you look at it like these are ambassadors of AFFL, these are dudes that like, you got to vet these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is you're the brand. So
yes,
so far, man, you've done top notch with these guys. Austin, I can't say enough. And then Philip's another one, dude. This is going to be fun down here, down south. You guys better watch out up north, dude. It's about to get stupid for you.
Hey, we're going to bring it to Chickamauga. I'm telling you. It'll be. I just can't wait to get everybody together, like all the states together.
Oh yeah,
big New Hampshire flag right outside my room. Nobody's telling my guide on though.
Yeah, dude. Bobby's gonna be the first one. Bobby's like a little like kid, so just know that Bobby will be the first one to jump like off a balcony to grab a flag and run around, in his boxers with no shirt on and like his face painted. So like
that's you infantry guys, though. Isn't
yeah,
it?
that's it, dude. Like
DNA.
He's gonna be the first one to be running around and not give your flag back, or he'll make you do something really weird to get it back. So down there, dude, it's gonna be fun, man. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah, and we appreciate all your support. Seriously,
yeah,
like everything you've done, and just supporting the organization. It's huge.
Anytime,
thank you.
Man. Anytime, man. It's fun. But well, listen. I don't know where your boy went.
Yeah, he'll be back on. Yeah, he's having some technical difficulties.
Is he he's just like getting punished right now? Me and you are
probably.
Dude, I'm just co-hosting your podcast right now. So listen, this is hashtag the SITREP. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got Nick and I, because Austin just wanted to take a break, so I'm filling in. I hope everybody's enjoying this podcast tonight. Bobby talked for like 45 minutes about his tournament. You guys,
Hey, you
better
followed
come
up
to it.
Bobby pretty good.
Yeah, so like I had to top him because I'm a one-upper.
There you go.
to top her, so I just topped Bobby. You know, like you guys better come to the tournament.
Yeah.
Just start forcing people. Nah, dude, it's fun. I will say this: you need to get down. Like you got to get down here.
Yeah.
Come down here and fish this stuff, man. It's you know, like I'll say this right here with Gage and his partner and some of these dudes that have fished this South Carolina side. Dude, these dudes aren't slouches. Like there's no like when we take off in the mornings out of there and we have 15, 20 boats, you know, like and going from last year when we had like 4.
Yeah.
You know, we had 4 last year. This year we had like 15 to 20. Now I'm just can't even imagine where it could go to the next year. But like the thing is like you get to rolling out with these dudes. Like there's no like, hey, we're gonna come into this and be like, oh, hope we win today. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not you do the South Carolina side when you come down with us, dude. It's not like that. These dudes are freaking. They're coming for your throat, and we're partners. You know, like dude, we're all friends. But when we leave in the morning, when you pass by Austin and Bobby in the morning, after that, like that friend stuff goes out the window, dude. We're trying to bust everybody's ass, you know. So it's so funny, like to see like how competitive we can get, and then like I can't wait to get to where now it's almost like I look at it like the Olympics. You have all these people that play against each other all year, right? And then you just team us up and go, all right, now you're going to go battle it out against these states. You know, like now that's like, let's go, you know, and it's just that proving ground. And I like it, you know, and that's like I said, you know, when our Jared and I go out, dude, we're sitting there like it's game time. And we know we're going to get some sticks, you know?
Yeah.
There's some guys that we know that there's guys coming when we go out in the mornings, like, and Austin and I have said it before at the boat ramp, like, oh, he's here. Like if we know, like, well, you better bring your A game because you know he's going to, you know. So that's how South Carolina rolls. It's fun. I can't wait to get, like they said, the Louisiana guys into it and stuff. It's going to be good.
No, it'll be a good time for sure. But John, seriously, appreciate everything you do.
Thanks, man.
I don't want to keep you on too long here.
Yeah, dude.
But thank you so much for everything, and looking forward to meeting you.
Yeah, man. Can't wait, dude. Appreciate you.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right, dude. You guys take it easy. Austin, see you, Bubba.
For sure.
I think he's got a little delay going on too.
All right, yeah. Later, guys.
All right, see you later. All right, he's having some technical difficulties, guys. Don't forget to get into the giveaway. We're going to do that here shortly.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
hashtag the SITREP.
we want to get you.
He's frozen up again. All right. Thank you, everybody. Get into the giveaway here. Make sure if you've already
For sure.
Did the giveaway, redo
wanna,
it now.
Get you and Hank on. Am I delayed? I don't know what's going on tonight, guys. I'll see you. You still there, Nick? Can y'all hear me? I don't know what's going on. I'm having all the technological.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm removing my cell phone. It's like way delayed.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, it's not echoing or nothing like that.
No.
I have no idea what's going on. It has just been absolutely crazy.
It's all good. I was just having him re-enter into the giveaway right now because it crashed. And I remember you said that before you cut out.
Yeah, well, so sorry, guys. With all of that, it crashed again. So please go in right now. It is live again. Oh, it's counting now. Earlier it wasn't counting, so we have 5 in right now. So
Now remember the giveaway. You're getting a bottle of G Juice. You're getting that fizz kit, and you're getting one of the hats for the SITREP.
yes. Goodness, what a debacle there at the end with my internet connectivity. yeah, make sure y'all get in there now. Dale Harbor, I see you just put in there. You can't have the space in between it. It's got to be concurrent. Hashtag the SITREP, just like it looks right here. No spaces or nothing like that. Man, was it just going off on what I was saying about how I don't know what's going on when I just come in on the computer?
Man, I don't even know what you were saying. You could barely even hear you.
Wow. Spectrum is the worst internet. If y'all got them up there, I don't know, but it's horrible. But
it's all good. But enter the giveaway. We're getting ready to do it here again.
right.
This is a used bottle. You're getting a brand new one. G Juice, the Fizz kit from Barb Elliott, and a hat. So enter into that, and we'll get all that stuff out to you.
For sure. And let's while they're entering it into that, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Huge thanks to David, John, Gage, and Bobby for coming on and talking about this event coming up. I'm really excited for it. It's going to be a fun time. And just to kind of echo what those guys said, like, if you have the ability to come be a boater, please do so. You never know what all it could take is 5 words to change that man's life or woman's life.
Absolutely.
This isn't just your normal fishing tournament. This is something that can definitely change lives and has changed lives. So please put.
Oh, we're losing you again.
No way. Are we good now? All right, let's wrap this up.
Let's do it.
Before you lose me again.
Yep.
Let me screen share real quick and go to the giveaway tool. Here we are. All right, we got 10 entries. We'll go ahead and give that away real quick. Man, what a debacle. I have to call Spectrum. All right, Bob Frechette. I hope I said that right. I know he's one of your guys. Bob Frechette. Yeah, make sure you send Nick the address and he'll get it over to me for the hat. And then you're sending the G Juice and she's sending the...
Yep, the Fizz kit. Yeah, so you'll get a few different packages coming from different angles, but you're going to get everything, Bob.
For sure. Congratulations, Bob, there. Good for you. And then big shout out to we kind of passed over it, but Mike Sheehan and his partner. I don't know his partner's name.
Justin,
yeah, congrats on y'all's win up there on New Hampshire. Last qualifier to make y'all game of the year.
We're losing you again.
All right, well, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
You got anything else, Nick?
I'm good. Thank you to all our sponsors, and thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, please.
For sure. Thanks. We'll see y'all. It's not just a tournament. It's a brotherhood. See ya.